Breaking news from the 2019 Chicago Auto Show, Volkswagen just unveiled the 2019 Volkswagen Jetta GLI, the performance version. Finally, the brand new 7th generation Jetta gets more power and some other interesting performance upgrades. In this video, I'm going to tell you guys everything you need to know about the 2019 Volkswagen Jetta GLI, including the sort of styling updates that separates this from the standard Jetta, the performance upgrades, again, that set this apart from the standard Jetta, and what sort of interior and technology upgrades you can expect on your 2019 GLI. At the end of this video, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit more about availability and pricing as well. Let's get started with styling. So of course, the GLI is a sporty one. It's going to be a little bit lower, and it actually takes a lot of its styling cues from the Golf GTI. So you get a black honeycomb grille that has that famous red accent line running through the middle of it. Plus you get some red painted brake calipers, which sit right behind some exclusive to the GLI 18-inch alloy wheels. Next to the honeycomb grille is a set of standard LED headlights with LED daytime running lights, and around the back you get LED taillights as well. On top of the deck lid there is a spoiler and a unique rear bumper with a fin diffuser and chrome exhaust tips. Again, a lot of this stuff is sort of borrowed or pays homage to the GTI. Last but not least, there's going to be a 35th anniversary edition of the 2019 Jetta GLI, which will have blacked out wheels, a blacked out roof, blacked out mirror caps, a blacked out spoiler, and special badging to tell you it's the 35th anniversary edition. What about performance? Well, basically what Volkswagen has done is they've taken the 7th generation Jetta and they've given it the heart and powertrain of the GTI. That's a very familiar engine from Volkswagen. It's a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder that makes, in this case, 228 horsepower, which is about 18 more horsepower from the previous GLI, and 258 pound-feet of torque, which is 41 more pound-feet of torque than the previous GLI. Transmission choices, same exact as the GTI, a 6-speed manual transmission, which is the standard option, or an optional 7-speed DSG dual clutch transmission. Both of those will send power to the front wheels only. In terms of handling, well, the GLI gets a sporty suspension setup, where the standard Jetta has a torsion beam rear suspension setup. The GLI actually gets an independent suspension setup like the GTI has, which is pretty cool for handling. The brakes, well, those actually come off of the Golf R, so they're going to have some really big high-performance brakes to help you get stopped as quickly as possible. One other cool thing is that there's a standard electronically controlled torque sensing limited slip differential that'll help make sure you're putting power down as effectively as you can while you're in the corners. That 35th anniversary edition I talked about, well, that will come standard with dynamic chassis control, which is effectively an adaptive damping system, as standard. That's some pretty cool stuff to have on the GLI. What about drive modes? Well, there's 4 drive modes: normal, sport, eco, and custom. And the 35th anniversary edition, because it has dynamic chassis control, adds comfort as another option. What sort of gas mileage can you expect? Well, the standard Jetta has a 1.4-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, and it gets really good gas mileage. This one has a bigger engine, so obviously you're going to have to expect it'll get slightly worse fuel economy numbers. However, the EPA has not released any fuel economy information on the GLI just yet. What about interior and technology upgrades? Well, you kind of see a little bit more red because this is supposed to be the sporty one, and red, as we all know, is a sporty color. Coming on the 2019 GLI is a black interior with red stitching on the steering wheel, red stitching on the seats, red stitching on the shifter, on the armrests, and on the floor mats. The base model cloth seats will have gray piping, while the Autobahn trim with leather seats gets red accents. Technology, well, you get an 8-inch infotainment system, touchscreen display with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and mirror link, plus a 400-watt Beats audio system is optional, as well as the HMI display from the GTI, which basically shows you performance data like how many G's you're pulling, what sort of turbo boost you're producing, all those fun performance displays that you like to see. Some other available features include heated and ventilated leather seats, a panoramic sunroof, digital cockpit, which is that cool dashboard that's basically a screen, which is really fun. And of course, like I said, on the 35th anniversary edition, you do have dynamic chassis control, adaptive dampers, plus remote start. Very cool. Safety tech, well, it's kind of the same as you get on the normal Jetta. You get automatic emergency braking, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, and post-collision braking. All good stuff for safety. Okay, I promised you some information about pricing and availability. Unfortunately, we don't know pricing just yet, but we do know the GLI will be available in the spring of 2019. And even better yet, we actually already know when we're going to get the chance to drive the new 2019 Jetta GLI. You guys will have to stay tuned to TFLcar.com for more news, views, real-world reviews, and at the end of March, a review of the brand new 2019 Volkswagen Jetta GLI. Thank you guys for watching.